And here again, official welcome. Welcome to everyone from all over the planet. If you are attending from Australia, Lebanon, Oman, UAE, or even in Europe, Egypt, Africa, we are so happy to be with you. I'm Ali Azzuddin from 4th Generation for Education, and I have Rasha with me this afternoon. Rasha will be talking about the well-being for all, the parents, the teachers, and the learners. Rasha, I'm so excited to have this session with you.
Same here.
Feel free to start and to go ahead.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to thank and appreciate everyone here, because at this uncertain time, it's confusing and stressful. So having people who's willing to learn and develop is just amazing. It's a great sign for our future generation. Okay, so we will be talking about well-being for parents, teachers, and learners. My name is Rasha Anabtawi. I'm a psychological educational counselor. I played a couple of academic roles before. I started as a KG teacher to a counselor, psychological counselor, and then head of kindergarten. But my favorite role was the pastoral care coordinator, because I had to write a curriculum for kids from KG1 to grade 10 to build their skills and to build their abilities to face the world, because you prepare those children for the world, but you don't prepare the world for your kids. So you have to develop them. And well-being is the start of everything. So basically, I do believe that with well-being, everyone's achievement and ability to develop will be different, and it's gonna grow bigger. In this session, we will be discussing 4 main questions. What is well-being? How can we achieve the learners or the kids' well-being through achieving the teachers and the parents' well-being? Tips for parents and teachers to achieve their well-being during this difficult time, especially, and how to deal with anxiety breakout, if any. I'm not saying that you should have an anxiety breakout at the moment, but if any, how can we deal with it? Okay, so we've been hearing the word well-being everywhere lately, but what does it really mean? I would love to hear your answers.
Good, so let's wait and see the interaction in the chat. I would like to remind everyone that they need to click on all panelists and attendees, and you are answering the first question of Rasha: what is well-being for you? So Amira is telling us it's a healthy body and mind. It's feeling well from Muna. I have state of being happy and the comfort. Now the chat started now to be very fast. It's mental, emotional health. It's being comfortable. It's thinking positively, physical, emotion, and spiritual health. Sarah, remember, all panelists and attendees, so everyone can read your messages. A state of feeling good and at peace, coping with the stress, well-being. It's about flourishing persons. Okay, so those are some of the feedback of our participants. I still have more coming in the chat. And Shami and everyone, remember, click on all panelists and attendees so everyone can read your messages and you can interact with everyone. Otherwise, it's only me who's reading your messages. Okay, so Rasha, let's check with you. What does well-being mean?
Well, that's actually very good answers we had out there. Well-being in the dictionary, it means the state of being comfortable, healthy, and happy. But those 3 states can happen when you're on a couch, eating your favorite healthy meal, and watching maybe your series. So it's instant reasoning. But from a psychological aspect, well-being is the state of being comfortable in your own skin. You accept yourself. You accept the people around you. You're happy and you're ready to grow. So you can live, love, work, and grow, develop. So basically, you're a successful, content person without an instant reason. That's the only point that no one mentioned. It is being comfortable, healthy, and happy, but without an instant reason. You're happy with your own self. Okay, So that's what well-being mean from a psychological aspect. Just a quick question. Can we achieve learners' well-being by supporting parents and teachers to achieve their well-being? Does it impact each other, or is it separate? What do you guys think?
And so you have all the yes coming in the chat, definitely. And of course, they are all interconnected. They totally connect again. So we have a big yes. Yes, the session will be on YouTube. We are recording the session for all the people who are asking for the recording. And then please, if you have any question for Rasha, feel free to send it in the question and answer. Please. Rasha, we're ready to continue with you after all those yes coming in the chat.
Definitely. It's a short answer, yes. Because the crucial roles of parents and teachers in those learners' life, it's unlimited. So basically, the teachers and the parents are responsible to create and maintain the environment where the learner's well-being is created, built, and maintained. You can't have a happy child in an unhappy home. And you can't have an unhappy student taught by an unhappy teacher. So well-being of teachers and parents does impact the well-being of the learners. Just a quick fact. I'm aware that now it's stressful times and it's very concerning. You definitely have a lot of worries, maybe financial worries, maybe some anxiety. Maybe you miss the people you love. You are not connected with your family. Maybe you're just bored. Maybe you're just lonely. I'm worried about the airports. I'm waiting for the airports to open. I desperately want to see my family. So whatever reason you have to feel anxious or worried at this time, it is okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's fine to be worried and concerned. It's fine, because your power is not how you control what's going around. Your power is how you respond to what's going around. So it is difficult times, but let's not let it bring us down. We have to keep on going. And here, we're going to talk about some tips for parents and teachers. You can use those tips for your own personal well-being. Okay, so I'm gonna start with it. So basically, you need to remember to stay positive. I know it's easier said than done. I'm not just asking you to paint it rainbows, unicorns, and everything is fine. You can be worried, but try to stay positive as much as you can. Some tips to stay positive during these times: you can write yourself some good positive notes, like bravo Rasha, you did it so far, get that task done, put it on post-its and just stick it all around the house. So whenever you're walking in your house, you just see those positive notes for yourself and it just makes you feel better. You know that you will have your ups and downs. Second point, and this is really important, I hope that many of you heard about the cabin fever. بالعربي هي حمى الكوخ, where you are stuck at home and you start to feel very comfortable being at home and you don't want to leave the house. Well, this is a serious thing. It's not like a psychological syndrome, but it is worrying, because cabin fever is real, where you get too comfortable being in your own bubble. You don't want to interact with people. So you have to plan being out there, talking to people. And I'm not saying go to the beach or whatever, just make it small. Sit in the garden, on your doorsteps, in the balcony, just get some fresh air, okay? You need to start a new fitness routine. And I'm not saying go crazy and wild and build those muscles. Just make sure you're moving, because we can get stuck and stick to the couch watching TV, doing absolutely nothing, but this is gonna take us nowhere. Especially if you have kids at home, you need to show them that they need on to keep on going. So basically, it is really connected. Your physical health and your mental well-being is really connected, because exercising release endorphins, and that will help lift your mood. You need to dedicate some time, some quiet time, your time. I'm not asking for a whole full day. It's like a 30 minutes just to switch off from everything going around. Just have someone watch the kids, your partner, someone old, if you have help at home, or have them doing something safe, watching TV or drawing, and you can just have a 30 minutes of watching your show. staring at the ceiling, whatever makes you comfortable. Just wind down and have a 30 minutes of switch off time. You need to arrange some FaceTime with the people you love, because physically we are isolated. So don't let it be emotionally as well. Make sure you're out there, you talk to the people you love as much as you can, even if you don't feel like it. Sometimes you need to push yourself. Give yourself a project to do at home, because this feeling of accomplishment will definitely boost your self-confidence, and it will provoke your well-being. You will feel better once you accomplish something, even if it's something very small, like reorganize the family room, reorganize your closet, learn knitting, exercise your push-ups. It can be as simple as those. Any questions? Because we're moving to the second slide.
So far, we don't have questions, but we have a lot of interaction in the chat, Rasha, and many are interacting with you and agreeing on the point that you shared.
Great, great, sounds good. So we'll talk about tips, especially for parents. How can you support your children, no matter how old they are? First of all, you need to explain what's going on for them. Do not underestimate their intelligence, because they are on the media. They can hear rumors. They can see it on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever application they use. It's there, and they will know about it. So for me, as a mom of 2 teenagers, I would love it if they come to me to explain, rather than having it from the media, because there's a lot of rumors out there. So make sure to explain it for your kids as soon as it happened. You should have dedicated some time to sit and explain to them, because they need to know. They deserve to know, and they owe it to you. Sorry, you owe it to them. Reflect, okay? You need to get them to understand that people will reflect differently on the situation. Some moms will stop all the play dates. Some parents will agree for their children to go out and have gatherings. Some will send them to school. Some will keep them home. So your children needs to understand that people will react differently for what's going on. You have to have some kind of routine. My 2 daughters are watching me, and they know what I'm talking about. I'm obsessed with routines. I love routine. It makes me feel secure, and I feel like I'm solid, and I have it. I'm over things, because routine will keep your children safe. You need to have a specific waking up time, going to bed time, meal times if you can, and you need to set some tasks for them. You can't just leave it open end. You need to dedicate some positive time to spend with your children. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can play Monopoly, some board games, watch a TV show. You can cook together. You can paint. You can do something very easy at home. Just make sure to spend this positive time, and it's going to help you spare the big chat with them. You can just like take your mind and theirs of everything going on and just spend some positive time with them. You need to remind them why they need to stick to those rules, because those rules are there to keep them safe and to keep others safe. Plus, it's not forever. We're going to push through, hopefully soon, inshallah. But a very important note for parents, you need to understand that you should not get in the way, okay? You support your children. You set the structure, you put the timetable, you have your routine, and you support them to get it done. Don't do it for them. Don't make it your war, it's theirs. Let them walk through. Don't do it for them. Don't get in the way, because you will be an obstacle in their development journey. Any notes, Mr. Ali, or any questions that we have to ask before moving to teachers' well-being?
So we had the bravo, routines help a lot, and arranging schedule are very important.
It is. It's crucial, and you need to follow up on this routine. Don't let go. A quick question out there. Teachers matter, and for me, I was a teacher and I worked in schools, and I know the importance of teachers. They are one of the most important pillars in the teaching journey, and students' well-being starts with the teachers' well-being. So it really, really matters. As teachers, what do you do to achieve your well-being?
So let me see from the teachers. We have majority, they are teachers who are attending this webinar. And the question is for you now. What did you do to achieve your own well-being? So we have reading in the chat. And remember, please click on all panelists and attendees so everyone can read your chat and then everyone can interact with you. Exercise, mindfulness exercises, a daily walk, brain gym, yoga, drink coffee, playing piano, prayer, music, gardening, listening to music. So all those are some kind of activities, yeah, that people are mentioning in the chat. I listen to TED Talk. This is interesting. I sleep well, good sleeping time, reading again, meditation, walking again and again. Okay, so those are some of the ideas from the teachers.
Bravo, salute for the one who does the gardening. This is such a good idea, really, because being next to nature really helps. So, okay, teachers' well-being is just the same like parents' well-being, the personal well-being, right? But as teachers, there's a lot of tips that you can apply to help you in the classroom, because your major role in life is your job, right? And you have to take care of your own well-being, your family's well-being, and the students' well-being. So here's some tips to help you with your well-being in the classroom. Okay, teaching is challenging, even under normal circumstances. It's not an easy job, and I hope everyone out there, they know how challenging teaching can be. So in this circumstances, and it's very stressful and hard, and you don't have all the resources that you need to look into these tips. First of all, use your strength. You know your teaching strategies, and you have your own techniques. Try using those rather than learning something new, because now might not be the right time to learn something new. Now maybe you need to put all the stress you have on the strength and the strategies you already have and reuse them. Okay, cut yourself a slack. Come on. You need to not to put too much pressure on yourself. You're teaching remotely, so think about it this way. Is virtual hugs just like real hugs? They're not. And that's exactly what's happening with you guys. The physical teaching, it's not like virtual teaching. So you can do your best, use your techniques, have roles and routines, but do not expect the same results from your students or yourself when you're teaching virtually. And it's something new that we never did before. So we're still learning. Coping with the uncertainty. There's nothing certain. We don't know if we're going back to school. We don't know if it's going to be hybrid. We don't know if it's going to be online. There's nothing certain at this time. So try to prepare yourself for the uncertainty. Try to focus on the positivity of it. If it's virtual, it's for your own safety. If it's physical, then you will have your routine and what you are familiar with again. So every plan has its own positivity. Ask many questions and keep the learners involved. Some learners are not comfortable with the virtual interaction. You need to get them to be involved as much as you can. You can ask them questions, call them by the name. Like, Ali, what do you think of what I just said? Hamza, do you think we're right? Khalid, do you remember when we did this in class? Was it really good? You need to interact with them personally. Don't leave anyone to be left out. Do something, okay? You can assign some projects for students to do, and it can be very simple. You can ask them to have a simple slideshow with tips how they survived the lockdown time, right? You can ask them to prepare something to support other students. You can have them in bodies, like, okay, 4 groups, and okay, you are the leader. You have to make sure they are doing well, they are feeling okay, and then you have to report to me. Get them involved in this journey. It's difficult for everyone, and it is difficult for the kids as well. connecting with others. I think this one is very clear. You need to stay in interaction with others. There's some Facebook groups, really good Facebook groups for teachers and supporting teachers. There's those webinars that Mr. Ali is offering. Those webinars are precious. You guys can go through them and you can benefit from them. Seeking help from other places. Do not feel guilty to ask your school management or the counseling department for help if you need it. Maybe you are not feeling okay or fit to teach at the moment. You need to let someone know. Use hopeful, optimistic language. The other day I was talking with my family and I said, if I come to Amman, I would like to do this and that. And my brother said, when you come to Amman, and it made some difference to me. Optimistic language. So make sure when you talk to your students, you go like, when we come back soon, okay, we can try this and that when we come back to class. Let them feel that this is gonna end and let them look forward for what's coming on. Are we good, guys? Move. I never did a virtual class before. I usually have an interaction. So we're good?
So I have the first question, Rasha, and people again started sending questions. Ghada is asking, how can we help parents to calm down and help their kids? So any tip regarding calming down the parents?
Involve them. The best thing you can do for parents is involving them in the journey. You can ask one parent each week to help you supervise the virtual lesson, okay? You can have WhatsApp groups for the students and ask parents to supervise them. You can send the work and ask parents to double check it for you, work with you. You can involve these parents. And once you involve them, they feel they are on your team and now they have to work with you for the students' well-being. So you have a bigger team, stronger team, and calmer parents.
Very good, very nice answer and very strong answer. I would say parents are part of the community, and then once they know the picture also, even if this picture is incomplete and even if this picture is still in a kind of a gray area, they will be happy to hear that, and they will be happy also to hear that they are in the same boat like you. So do you think that the school should make similar session for parents before the start of the school year? And I'm sure you are going to answer, Rasha. Yes, big yes. This session will be also available on YouTube. So you can watch it again, you can share it with the parents, and then this is very important for everyone to be informed and to know that. I still have two more questions, Rasha, but then I'm going to do another moment. So I make sure that we are going through all the presentation and to the question for another moment. Any feedback or any question, remember in the question so I can track them. Anything in the chat can still go in the chat, and remember to put all attendees and panelists, Layla, so everyone can read your feedback and your comments.
So we're good, move on.
Yes, we're good.
If you guys, if you have any questions, you can email them to Mr. Ali or myself. I added my email at the beginning of the presentation, and we will be happy to get back to you. Okay, so let's move on. Don't ignore the elephant in the room. COVID-19 is there. It's taking over. Everyone's talking about it. And yes, we're not happy about it. So do not pretend it's unicorns and rainbows. It is unpleasant, and we need to talk about it. Routines again and roles. I really emphasize on the importance of routine. If you have a routine, okay, let me tell you something. Psychologically, a person can take up to 40 decisions effectively every day. And what you want to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, what to wear, all of those are decisions. Remember, sometimes at the end of the day, when someone asks you if you want popcorn, and you go like, I don't know, I can't decide, just go with it, whatever. Because that day, you definitely made more than 40 decisions that day. So if you have routines, you will avoid more decisions. You will reduce the decisions that you need to take. Okay, so it's gonna be easier for you. And roles, if you give some learners some roles to help you, like some learners to help you with the attendance, some learners to help you with the tasks, some learners to do something for you virtually. It will take something off your shoulders, so you will be more, you will feel more better and like lighter to push through. Repeat some lessons that you taught in class. This one is really, really crucial and important. Why? Because students need to connect their virtual experience with the real experience they had in the past. So connecting what's going on right now with their past experience with you will definitely have a positive atmosphere to push through with them. So always use this language. Remember when we talked about this in class? Remember when that and this happened in class? So they feel it's the same class, same environment, same teacher, but it's virtually. Offer learners an opportunity to exchange phone numbers. We talked about this when I answered involving the parents. You can help them have a WhatsApp group to support each other. But remember, it's crucial to have a parent supervising these groups, especially for younger ages. Do not just leave them alone on WhatsApp groups or media. They need to be supervised by adults. This one is really important. You need to have your lesson divided and planned to serve all needs. Some students' needs, the emotional and mental needs, are more important than the academic curriculum. They won't be able to keep up with you if they're not feeling well, if they felt left out. So I have a suggestion here, and it's up to you. It's just a suggestion on how to plan your lesson. So I said 5 minutes for mindfulness time, and you can do it with soft music, asking them to remember like a positive memory they had, and then ask them to concentrate on the present moment. Now we're in this class, we're gonna learn something new. All your friends are right there behind their screens, just like you. So let's wind down and start our lesson. Make sure to use clear language, calming voice, so you bring them together. And then have 35 minutes for your academic content, and then 5 minutes for feedback and socializing. You can ask them what they think about what you guys learned. You can ask them if they would like to have a quick chat together. 10 minutes to finalize and sum up. 5 minutes to wind down and wrap up. You can divide your lesson whatever works for you, but these 5 steps are really crucial, but you can play with the minutes. Okay, shall we move to the general tips?
Let me take some questions from our attendees, and then maybe also Rasha, before the end of this webinar, you can give us a one exercise, mindfulness exercise, so we can practice it with you, and we can finish the session in a positive way if you have an easy, simple exercise to do together. So Eliana is asking, how can leaders support their teachers' well-being when the demand of the remote learning are already very high?
Okay, let me tell you, if the standards of these leaders are not acceptable and it's out of the real life, they need to be talked to. So make sure to reach out for them and let them know that they can't expect the same results when you're teaching virtually like when you're teaching on site. It's different. I'm giving a webinar now, right? I've done this before, but this one got me really stressed because I have no interaction with me, right? So I have to expect what you guys are doing. So it's definitely different. So these leaders, they need to understand that they can't push you, pressure you, and then request high standards. They need to understand that you are in an uncertainty time, just like them. You're worried, you're stressed, and you want to do your best. So you can sit and talk to them because it is uncertain times for everyone.
Okay, good. So it's really about communication, open communication, a climate of respect and collaboration and cooperation, because again, I always said it in all the webinars when I'm having guest speaker or when I'm running them by myself, that the face-to-face is completely, or let's say, there is a difference between the face-to-face and the online. Yesterday, we had a very nice exercise with some of my participants in a workshop online, Rasha. and we compared the face-to-face to the online learning. We checked on the similarities, we checked on the differences, and then we discovered what are the challenges that we face and what are the problems that we face, and then we tried to put solution together. And here again, it's a very interesting exercise. And now you are preparing for the beginning of the academic year. You can have a session in the induction. What are the problems we faced in the previous term, and what are the solution? And one of them, it might be this huge pressure coming from the leadership team of the school or coming from the parents. I got two questions from some participants saying, Rasha, what if we feel certain pressure, feeling uncomfortable when we are in the classroom facing the students, and then so what is a very quick advice to refine our well-being in a moment where we are with the students?
First of all, you need to understand that this is normal. It's okay. It's okay to feel stressed and worried. So once you know that this is normal and it's okay, you will wind down, and then you can tell yourself, this will pass. We can do it. I just need to push through this class. Maybe you can do some deep breathing with the students. Ask them if they have very light rooms to turn off the lights, okay? And you can all just have a moment to breathe so you can wind down and get back on track. But always remember, this is normal. You are in uncertain times right now, so the pressure and the stress you feel is normal.
Yes, so Rasha, I totally agree. Like taking this moment to step back, to accept the feeling, and then when it's a culture that you created with the student, face-to-face or online, it will become a natural exercise, and they will be with you, and they will support you as well. Okay, let's continue.
If I may add just one more thing. Don't fight the feeling. Don't fight not being okay, because this will take more energy from you and effort. Just accept that you're not okay at the moment and that you need some time to wind down and get back on track. This will definitely help you.
Very good. So let's continue with those general tips. We still have around 20 minutes and we still have some questions. So let's go, Rasha.
Okay. Some general, direct, simple tips. Okay. We're home. Okay. We're stuck. We're home, we're locked down, and I can see it coming again with a second wave of COVID. Have a learning mindset. You're home, okay? Plan on learning something new. Find an outlet for your stress, okay? Find what helps you winding down. For me, it's cleaning, and I know my kids are not happy with me right now. They're watching and they're not happy that my outlet of stress is cleaning. It does help me. Others might be baking. Others would like to go for a walk. Find your outlet of stress and do it, okay? Manage how you follow the outbreak news. A lot of rumors out there. So make sure that you are not following these rumors. Make sure that you are following the proper resources, the official resources for this outbreak. Personal timetable to accomplish. Have some simple tasks for you to do, okay? Like have a goal that you're gonna drink 2 liters of water every day and push through it. You're gonna exercise for 30 days in a row. Do it. This way will give you some accomplishment feeling, that you feel you're getting things done and you're not stuck doing absolutely nothing. Start a journal, and this can be something very simple, just on your mobile notes, okay? Just have a journal for you to write the positive things you did during the day, and then you can reflect on it. And this is not tanzir. It's not, I'm not saying things out of the real life. It's easier said than done. It can be done. You can write some notes on your mobile for yourself, that today I did this and that and I felt good about it. So you can reflect on it at the end of the day, and you can figure out that you did something good this day. You got something accomplished, okay? We talked about setting goals. This is really important. You need to feel that you are useful. You're doing something. So have some goals. Start reading a book, okay? Text someone. Have a goal that you're gonna reorganize the room. Have a goal to master a recipe, okay? And try it over and over again. Do something. Encourage healthy habits like exercising, again, reading. You can learn how to knit. This one is really important. Set expectations for yourself and children. If you left it open end and you cut yourself a big slack, you're going to be stuck doing absolutely nothing. Have expectations for yourself and your kids. You can have it on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever works for you. But for example, my kids, they know that I want them to study every day for 2 hours, summer school. I want them to practice their musical instrument 1 hour every day. I want them to exercise at least 30 minutes every day, and then to spend some family time for an hour. So those are my expectations of my kids. And I push through to get them done. They know what they're expected to do, and I know what to expect from them. Acknowledge your fears. That was the question someone asked a bit earlier when they said, what if I didn't feel well on the moment? You need to acknowledge, yes, you're worried for a reason. You're not being دلوعة, or you are not like عندك ثقافة or whatever. You are worried for a reason, because there is something big going on. So you need to acknowledge your fear. Yes, I'm worried, and I have all the right to be worried. It's uncertain time. There's a lot going on. I have teachers, especially, you're pressured from leadership, you're pressured from parents, and you're pressured from students. It is a lot to deal with. So open communication, talk to the parents, let them understand where you stand. Let those leadership understand that by pressuring you more, they won't get things done. On the contrary, they will set you back. Okay, Ali, would you like to look into the chat before I move to the anxiety?
Yes, so I had someone asking about the anxiety and what to do, and I said we will answer it live, so it's
Yes.
coming. Nishat, if I'm saying the name correctly, she's saying, if we write about our negative feeling in a journal, is this helpful as well?
Bravo, yes, we'll come to this right now.
Okay, she said yes, right, Rasha? Because maybe I had a problem of connection.
Yes, yes, and we will talk about it now in the anxiety breakout.
Okay, so it's coming as well. I have another question that I would like to answer it now. And Layla is saying we are expecting that the student will come back after 6 months of lockdown or being away from the school and from being isolated. So they might misbehave. And so how we can help in doing that?
Right. So first of all, you need to acknowledge that these kids been in lockdown for so long, they did not get to interact with their friends. So make sure when you plan your academic year to have at least 3 days for them to interact with each other, to wind down, to push through the routine again. Have your essential agreement up there, have a lot of chat with them, get to know them personally so they can bond with you. So first of all, acknowledge where they're coming from, acknowledge that they've been out of routine for some time, and acknowledge that they need to build these bonds with you and the students. So make sure to plan at least 3 days out of your academic calendar, academic year, to have them building these skills.
And this is an opportunity to invite them to register to my webinar in English next week.
Yes.
About how to create this bonding with the student and how to welcome them at the beginning of the academic year. I'm sharing with everyone the link in the chat. So if they want to register, they are also welcome. It's a free webinar, and we will be talking about back to school ideas to build the community and bring all the students together and to know them. And the same session was given in Arabic, and it's already also on the YouTube. So,
and it was very, very beneficial. It was very creative. You guys should watch it, especially for kindergarten and early years. It's really good.
Okay, so let's continue with those useful tips if we are having an anxiety moment and how we can deal with that.
So we talked about the tips, general tips, we talked about teachers' tips, we talked about parents' tips, but sometimes anxiety will get out of control. What can you do? First of all, understand your anxiety. You need to know your trigger. Where is this coming from? Is it when you talk to this person? Is it when you pass this place? Is it when you have a task to submit? When does your anxiety happen? So yes, having a journal to write your negative thoughts is a very healthy mental exercise that you should do. So have a journal, okay? And whenever you feel you're having anxiety outbreak, write down, I felt this because My head of department asked me to do this and that in such short time. And keep on writing your negative thoughts till you figure out where is your anxiety coming from, right? Challenge your anxious thoughts. This one is really good. And for me, I like to do it. I'm a competitive person in general, so I like to do this one. Tackle the unhelpful thoughts, have it written, and then talk to them like it's you or me. Okay, what if I couldn't meet this deadline? What if I couldn't do this? And then try to figure out what would make you comfortable and just wind you down a bit. So sometimes because we have unrealistic challenging thoughts, أفكار غير منطقية بيكون عندنا مرات هي اللي بتسبب لنا القلق. So sometimes you need to think about it. Is it really realistic to be worried about this? So have it in written and then challenging it definitely helps you. Okay, make time for your worries, right? في مسرحية بتقول بكرة النكد أنت بتقدر تقول بكرة القلق. So sit and have it in written and have some time. Say like, I'm gonna sit now for an hour, think about all the worries I have. I'm worried about my finances. I'm worried about my children. I'm worried about teaching. I'm worried about my weight. I'm worried about meeting other people. I'm worried about the airport. Have it all there, okay? And just talk to yourself. Self-talk really help. And after this 1 hour, you won't be able to find solutions. I'm not saying it's a magical one, but you talked about it, it's there, and then like, okay, Rasha, خلصنا 1 hour, get up and do something else. But you know that you have time to worry, not all the time, but you have some time to worry, right? Shift your focus. You need to find your relaxation, let out. You need the key, that perfect. You need to know what can help you to relax. For me, it's sitting out there in the fresh air. Whenever I'm a bit stressed, I sit in my garden, go to the balcony, on the stairs. For me, it's fresh air. You need to figure out what might reduce your tension, okay? Maybe talking to someone you love, maybe cooking, preparing a good meal, a long bath. You need to know what's your key to relax. Face the things you want to avoid. Sometimes you're worried about a lot of things, but sometimes you need to face it. Like, let me tell you something. Teachers, you're definitely worried about first day. It's going to be in school, not in school, whatever. If it's in school, you're going to be worried to face the students again, to face the leadership, to face the parents. You have to do it. Don't think about it. Just let it happen. Some people are afraid of leaving the house. Just take the proper precautions and leave the house. Sometimes you need to face the things that you want to avoid in order to get rid of them. Know your problem, okay? Write your anxious thoughts, write your negative thoughts, and then analyze it and work out some problem-solving skills. Analyze it. Maybe you can connect it to a previous experience you had before. Maybe you can consult something that you really trust, someone that you really trust, and you can analyze it if it's manageable to deal with it or if it's not. Is it something that you can control or is it something that you can't control? So you need to analyze your problem. You need to understand what is it. Don't just wind it down, forget about it and try to push through, because burying your feelings would not help. You need to understand, why are you worried? What are you worried about? Okay? So we can go to the chat for a moment if you would like to, Mr. Ali.
Yes, Rasha. So they would like to know a little bit more why, when we are writing our worries or when we are talking about them or thinking about them, this will help.
Because you need to visualize it. Sometimes just thinking about it in your brain does not help as much as when you see it written. So sometimes you need to visualize it, right? Can you write a whole book in your mind? No, but you can have the main ideas in your mind. But once you want to start it real, you have to write it down, and then more details will come into you, and then you will have it all in details, and then you can start analyzing it. And it is a psychological thing. When you get it out of your brain, written, it means you acknowledge it. It is an issue, and you really need to look into it. So
And
it's just
again,
like ifragh.
Yes, instead of writing, you can draw, you can paint, you can do any artistic
Definitely.
activity. Those are also helping. You can dance, let your body move, go for a swim. And so this will allow your body and again, your brain, your conscious to accept those worries and then to take them to a different level.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so Rasha, we still have around 10 minutes. Let me go further with you in your slides. And then remember,
Yeah.
if you can give us a one mindful exercise, a simple, easy one that all our attendees, the teacher, the coordinator, and the parents can use, it will be great. Bushra, you don't need to raise your hand. If you have any question, feel free to send it in the question and answer, or if you have any comment, feel free to type it in the chat.
Okay. You need to understand that this session was not about having you positive all the time, because this is impossible. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, angry, annoyed, frustrated, anxious. Having feelings does not make you a negative person, because we do have this culture. I don't want to be negative, but I'm anxious. Well, this is normal. You're a human. You will have your anxious moment. Just make sure to talk to the right people about it. This is a really interesting exercise you will be receiving soon from Mr. Ali. It's 7 mental health activities to try out throughout a week. We have it written from Saturday to Friday. Every day you will have one exercise to do and write about it so you can reflect on it, and you can repeat it every week if you need to. But this is some kind of follow-up just to assure the well-being that we talked about.
So Rasha, this is a great idea. Tomorrow, 24 hours after the event, hopefully you will receive an email with an evaluation form of the session, with the link of the YouTube, the recording of the session, and Rasha wanted you to try those activity. So we are adding also this email or this document to the email that will be sent out for everyone.
You can write your reflection about this one. You can print it out. I'd rather not. You can have it as a soft copy. And then you can figure out what you need to work on and develop which areas, or what is already like worked on and you have it figured out. So this is for you to figure out your well-being better, right?
Yes.
This is one of my favorite quotes ever. Treat yourself with as much kindness as you would treat your best friend. Would you be judgmental with your best friend if she came to you crying about being anxious with this situation? Would you just wind her down like, خلاص ما فيش إشي تقلقي about it, روحي? No, you will support them. You'll be there for them. You will acknowledge their fears. Do this for you. Do this for yourself. If you're tired, if you're anxious, talk to yourself. And you can go like, I know you've been through a lot. I understand that it is stressful and anxious times. I know that you need some time off. I understand that you need a break. Talk to yourself like you're talking to your best friend. Okay, and this is the best gift you can give yourself. It's self-compassion. It's not selfishness at all. Okay, questions? We can answer some questions online. We still have some time.
Yes, so Anna, Rasha, I would like to try with you a breathing exercise. Maybe you can guide us through a 2-minute mindful moment. And then if someone would like to send again a question, a final question, we can answer it. So are you ready, all our participants?
Yeah.
If they are ready, let's try together and feel those vibes and the positive energy maybe around us and the quietness. So.
Okay, so first of all, I need to make sure that you have your lights off in the room, just to have it more
in the room.
quiet. We'll go back to this picture.
Yes.
Okay. Have your hands raised and move your fingers like this when it's up, and move it up and down. Breathe and let out. Breathe again and let out. Sit comfortably. Breathe from your nose and let out. 3 more times. Two more times. One more time. Close your eyes. Try to focus on the present moment. You're doing something good for yourself. You're in a webinar that will help you develop better well-being for yourself and others around you. Imagine a nice place. You can look at the picture if you are a visual person. Imagine sitting on that bridge, having the people you love around you, pushing through hard times, having some good break, because you definitely deserve it at the moment. Try to get your conscious to the present now. Do not think about the future. Do not think about what you have to do in a minute. Do not think about the past. Just concentrate in the moment and put your hands on your tummy. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. Try to sense your body, sense your breathing, sense your physical emotions from inside. Feel how heavy your heart is breathing and listen to your breathing. So I will give you about 45 seconds just to listen to your breathing. Feel your tummy going up and down. This is you breathing. You're in a comfortable place right now. Okay, now you can sit straight. Let's get out of the relaxing moment. Have your hands raised up again. Move your fingers and let's went in again.
Okay, Rasha, I think this was very powerful. Thank you are in the chat. Thank you for this useful and informative session. Our friend in Australia, if you are still watching, I would love to read your feedback. If you still have any question, we have 2 more minutes. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Rasha. Remember, you can check the recording on our website later on, or even our free events. This is the link on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, for Generation for Education. This is the place where you can find us. Even on LinkedIn, we are present. We hope you enjoyed the session, the tips, everything that we gave you, and waiting for you on Wednesday for a session on making the thinking visible online with a lot of ideas. And the following week, also session about how to welcome back your student and to connect with them virtually. I'm having also a session with the nurses. What is the role of the nurse in the school? So stay tuned. Rasha, again, thank you for this informative session.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
And thanks again. I'm going to close the webinar now and we stay connected. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you for attending.
Lubna is asking about the link. It's on our YouTube channel. I'm going to share it with you now in the chat if the people are still here. And here we go. So, bye-bye, everyone.